guys, it seems like it's been forever since I've done a video. I know it hasn't been forever, but that's what it seems like. Well, you know, UFC 151 got canceled. You know, Jon Jones not wanting to fight Chael Sonnen, and you know, short notice, whatever. But either way, it got canceled, and now we're moving on to UFC 152, Jon Jones versus Vitor Belfort. You know, let's first start off with, before we get to the main event, obviously, let's start with some guys that are on the main card here. That's on this card. I think it's going to be a pretty good card. I'm not going to say it's stacked, but it is definitely worth watching. So let's first start off with Cub Swanson versus Charles Oliveira. This fight, you know, Swanson, he has power in his hands. Oliveira has, you know, great grappling skills. His great grappling skills, I mean, he just twists all type of guys up. Swanson coming off a TKO win of Ross Pearson, George Roop, just to name a few. But what sets these guys apart, in my opinion, is that I believe that Oliveira has shown a little bit more adjustment to coming down in size, and seems to be really adapting to the new weight change. And Swanson, I just he hasn't really, from you know, looking at his previous fights, he really hasn't put together a good win streak, not like Oliveira is. And I just believe that Oliveira is the bigger guy. I believe that he's doing better with the weight change, and his submission skills are sick. And I believe that that's what's going to win him this fight. I believe he's going to be able to get him on the ground, get Swanson on the ground, and be able to control him and do what he needs to do to win second round by submission. Then we have Matt Hamill versus Roger Hollett. Well, Hollett is really jumping up in competition here. Plus, he's coming off of a you know, Bellator owned you type of contract dispute. I don't know if you guys read up on that, but you know, take a look at that. But he's just coming off of that, so I think he had to take the fight in 10 or 11 days short notice after that whole spiel got taken care of. But you know, I just don't see Hollett really taking advantage and really doing what he needs to do to win this fight. Now, obviously, Hollett, he's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. His stand-up is decent. But then he's going against Matt Hamill, who's been in the UFC. Don't forget UFC jitters. It really is real. You know, jumping up on the big stage. But Matt Hamill is a tank. This guy just moves forward. His punching power is great. Everyone knows his wrestling is great. I think this is just a situation where, you know, it's a situation to where I believe Hollett didn't have enough chance to prepare for a guy like Matt Hamill. Also, too, I just think that the jumping competition is really high. Now, Matt Hamill isn't a top 10, but he's pretty close. He's in that top 20 range, I would believe, in my opinion. So I'm picking Matt Hamill to win this one by, I would say he's going to win by knockout, third round. Then we have Michael Bisping versus Brian Stann. Well, this fight is very interesting because you have two different types of fighters. Michael Bisping, on the one hand, is a great boxer. He mixes it up. His, you know, his jiu-jitsu and ground isn't so good. His takedown defense is okay. Then you have a guy like Brian Stann, who necessarily isn't very a technical fighter, but he's very good at the basics. You know what I mean? His boxing is pretty, it's basically the fundamentals of boxing. He stands up very straight when he's throwing punches. He's just that type of boxer, a striker. Leg kicks, yeah, he does throw some of them. Ground game, I would say kind of non-existent. He can do some takedowns and things of that nature, and do a ground and pound, but I doubt that you'll see Brian Stann really try to go for any submissions or anything like that. But I just think in this situation, it's a guy who comes in with a lot more tools than the other guy. And I think Michael Bisping comes in with a lot more tools. Plus, he's a little bit more elusive than Brian Stann. Brian Stann wants to move forward, and you move forward to him, and let's punch each other. Michael Bisping is more of a boxer where he's going to stick and move. He's going to run circles around Brian Stann using footwork and whatnot. I just really love watching Michael Bisping. And a lot of people hate him, but I just love watching him fight for the simple fact that I just love watching his footwork and his boxing skills, which he is very good at. And he's just going to run circles around Brian Stann and box him to death. And he's not gonna win by a knockout, but he's gonna win by a decision. So I have Michael Bisping winning by decision on that one. Then we have let's see, Benavides versus Demetrius Johnson. Well, this fight here is, it's really a stellar fight. These guys are super, super, super fast. Don't blink because you'll miss it. These guys are, I think this flyweight division, it's just, these guys are moving at such a super fast speed, 125 pounds. Let's break down with Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson is he sets things up. He likes to really get guys tired by using his top game and his boxing. Benavides is more of a well-rounded fighter. He's uses a lot of kicks. He's moving around too. His jiu-jitsu is pretty good. With these guys, it's just, you're gonna see when you watch these guys, it's like watching like a tornado or a whirlwind. Like, these guys are just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Everything happens so fast. Leg kicks, everything is just moving extra fast. And I think that's what's going to happen in this one. But I think that Benavides is going to come off on top. He's going to be the one who catches Demetrius with the right hand and call it a night. And I just think that Benavides is going to win by TKO on this one. Second round, guys. Really, I can't wait to see that fight. These guys are just going to make such... I think that to myself is going to be fight of the night, because these guys are just phenomenal if you watch them. The smaller weights are great. Then we have Jon Jones versus Vitor Belfort. Now, if you've been keeping up on MMA news and whatnot, you know that UFC 151 got canceled because Dan Henderson got injured with the knee. Dan Henderson held with health information from Dana White, which caused the cancellation, because Jon Jones decided he didn't want to fight the replacement that UFC put in front of him, which was Chael Sonnen, because he believed that he didn't deserve it, and he didn't want to take the chance of fighting him on an 8 days notice, and putting himself at risk to lose. So then the UFC comes up and says, hey, well, we're going to get Lyoto Machida to fight Jon Jones. And Lyoto Machida says, no, that's too soon. I don't want to fight him, Jon Jones, in UFC 152 in 4 weeks. I need a little bit longer. So then they go to Vitor and ask him, and he says, yeah, he'll step up and fight. Well, as everyone knows, Vitor Belfort is a 185er. He's on the tail end of his career. You know, and he's going against a guy like Jon Jones, who is at the top of his game, young, champion, obviously, weighs more, longer reach. I really just don't see a downside for Jon Jones, but that doesn't mean that Vitor Belfort doesn't have a chance, because in MMA we all know everyone has a puncher's chance, and that really is a story here with this fight. Vitor Belfort has super fast hands. He's very aggressive. He is he's just he has lightning speed hands. That is really his biggest asset in this. If he can get in the inside and throw his combination of punches like he always does, he can really get in. But we've seen in the past with dealing with guys that are a little bit lanky, they keep you at bay. And look at Anderson Silva catching them with that front kick. You know, they just keep you at bay and can do whatever they want. And while Vitor tries to figure a way to get inside, and when he tries to get inside, he gets caught. And I believe that's what's going to happen here with Jon Jones. He's going against a guy who is heavier than him, hits harder than him, and the reach is just insane. You know, it's almost like Jon Jones can just put out his foot and just easily touch Vitor. His reach, punching. You know, you never want to say that if you'd be crazy to bet on Vitor Belfort, because you wouldn't be, because I think he's like a 9-1 underdog in the amount of money that you could win. But do I really see, what are the chances of Vitor beating Jon Jones? Slim to none almost. It's just too many things that are in the favor of Jones and not in the favor of Vitor. And but if Vitor gets in, it could be a easy night for him. He has to get in the inside. Has to. You know, and maybe if you can take Jon Jones down, maybe. If you can take him down and get on top of him, ground and pound, do something. But it's going to have to be close. Like, he has to be close. Don't try to fight Jon Jones on the outside. You're going to lose. So Jon Jones win this one by second round KO. TKO. That's what I'm going to say. Jon Jones, second round TKO. So once again, guys, thanks for watching my video. Please, as normal, rate, subscribe, comment. I'm going to get back to playing my Borderlands 2. Hey guys, what do you guys think of Borderlands 2? I love the game, man. I love the first one. And that's what I've been doing with my free time, is playing Borderlands. So once again, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys on UFC 152 review. Peace out.